Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. My name's AJ and I'm here to welcome you to my channel. First of all, happy Independence Day to all my Chinese listeners, and also some good news. Recently had YouTube strike on my channel, saying that it's no longer going to be monetized because my subject matters are not educational. So I appealed against the decision, and I made my point very clear that my videos are very educational, and not only do I talk about China, I talk about all different subject matters, whether it's Afghanistan or whether it's Saudi Arabia or any other world affairs. I do talk about that. I also talk about the fact that my channel also does a lot of film reviews as well. So it's not just one subject, it's various subjects, and I try to educate people based on facts and knowledge. It's not only my own opinion, it's also based on articles and facts as well. So the good news is they replied to me today and they accepted my appeal, and so my channels will be monetized again. So that's really good news, guys. So I just wanted to let you know, thanks for all the support and everything, and don't worry, my channel will continue and I will fight whatever challenges come my way. As you know, there is a very much a campaign against pro-China channels, and I think a lot of pro-China channels are getting warnings or being taken down, or they're getting demonetized. So good news is it's not going to happen to me, guys, mainly for a number of reasons. I don't just talk about China, I don't just talk about politics, I talk about a wide range of subjects, so it's very hard for them to come up with a solution to take me down. I'm not exactly spreading any hate. I am purely stating the facts, and I'm stating the truth, and I'll continue doing so, guys. So don't worry about my channel. There's no chance it will be taken down whatsoever. And also, even if they demonetize my channel, I would still continue, guys. So don't worry about that. You know, I've got a full-time job. I don't need the money, and I'm not doing this because of the money. I'm doing this because it's important to speak the truth, and it's important to spread the truth. And you know, there's too many people brainwashed out there, and you know, if I can use my channel as a launch pad to kind of put people straight, or kind of give people an awareness and give people a different medium from what they normally see, like mainstream media. And even if I can change one person's outlook on China or any other issues happening around the world, then I'm doing my job. So I'm looking at you guys to kind of help grow this channel as well, so there can be more awareness of my channel and what I'm talking about and the message I'm trying to send out. So I'm really glad I've got a real loyal subscriber base. You guys have been really loyal. You've always liked my stuff, and you always commented on my videos and stuff. So I just want to carry on doing what I love, which is spreading the truth, and I also want you guys to help me along the journey as well. A lot of you have been with me since the beginning, so let's kind of grow this channel. As you know, I'm against all the odds, because YouTube does not spread the channel as much as it spreads other channels. So you guys can do your bit by subscribing, by liking, by commenting, and also make sure you check your comments, because YouTube deletes a lot of comments as well. And just try and watch the video from start to end. That improves the algorithm, and YouTube kind of sends it out to more people, which is great. So yeah, and I also appreciate all you Patreon members and people that are buying me coffee. It really means a lot. Even though I say I don't need the money, the fact that you guys are buying me coffees and supporting me, it means a lot to me, and it makes me want to work harder and try harder. So yeah, just keep it coming. I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, guys, let's carry on with the show. And I've got a couple of subjects to talk about. It's going to be very interesting, I'm sure. So the first topic I'm going to be talking about is the aircraft that China's been sending to Taiwan. And first of all, guys, happy National Day. And I just want to also make a comment that not one newspaper article around the West has mentioned National Day, not once, and you can see by if I type in China and news, and this gives me a brief overview of all the kind of papers around the West and what papers are talking about in China, and not one is talking about National Day. The main things that are happening is, the Taiwan, flying into Taiwan, and they're saying World War III. Here's a few articles. US warns China to stop provoking Taiwan. Provocative, US concerned after China's fighter jet incursion into Taiwan. China sparks World War III fears as jets enter Taiwan airspace. Conflict shouldn't be discounted. So the most important article which I've seen today is at The Guardian. Chinese planes fly over Taiwan defense zone in second day of record show of force. And if you go down, this is the lies I'm talking about in the British media, guys. Absolute lies. If you go down, you can see this map here. And it says Chinese combat aircraft have repeatedly entered the southwestern corner of Taiwan's air defense zone. And what they've done is they've made a drawing here, and they put a line halfway in the air defense zone, because everybody that knows Taiwan and China and the air defense zones knows that this is incorrect, this is wrong. So I want to go back to the BBC article here, and the BBC article says US concerned by China's incursion into Taiwan's defense zone. So if you go down to the BBC's webpage, and what they've done, they've copied and pasted a tweet from the Ministry of National Defense, and you can see a map here, right here, and I've made it bigger, and you can see this is the actual airspace, this is the actual Taiwan defense zone, and you can see the whole defense zone goes into Chinese territory. All of this is China. Like having a UK defense zone going over France. Makes no sense, right? So let's go back to the Guardian article again. So this is Guardian, a well-known UK paper. And you can see they've cut the defense zone in half. I mean, who does that? Literally lying. Seriously, this is lies from the Western media, English media. Because they looked at the defense zone themselves and they thought, hey, hang on a second. Why is the defense zone going over China? We can't have that. So cut it in half. So they put this line across the defense zone, half. So they want to kind of brainwash the British public thinking, oh, China's attacking Taiwan, China's going over Taiwan's defense zone. Because if they put the full map in it, like here, if they put the full map in it, the British would start asking questions. British people saying, hang on a second, why is this defense zone going over China? Makes no sense, right? So that's exactly why they cut things like that in half. And this is the brainwashing that goes on in the British media. British public falls for it. And a lot of British public, they're not going to ask any questions. They're going to look at these articles and think, oh my God, what's going on? And, this is blatant lying. This is blatant manipulation of facts. And people who know better, people like myself, can point this out. But, I feel sorry for a majority of the British public that actually fall for this, and majority of the Western media. And this is the kind of lies that we have to live through. So why are these Western media outlets saying, oh, there's World War III coming, there's war coming, China's attacking Taiwan, China's bullying Taiwan, but none of them are using their brains, none of them are asking the questions why. The main reason is Chinese National Day. And they're trying to show force to Taiwan and all of these people in Taiwan who want independence. And China's giving them a message, you try and be independent and you'll see what happens. And, China is getting stronger and stronger every day. You can see by the latest air show how magnificent Chinese Air Force has become over the last 5-10 years, and the technological improvements and advancements that China has become. And the West, I've seen a lot of articles in the West, and they're saying, bloody hell, look at all of these Chinese weapons and aircraft and military, look how advanced they've gone. We literally dropped the ball. We had no idea China is so advanced. and the amount of aircrafts. And the best thing is, it's all homemade, guys. So, they can maintain these aircrafts, they can improve on them, and they can mass produce them, manufacture them. They can produce hundreds and even thousands a month if they wanted to. If they got the manufacturing capacity. And times of war, they can easily shut down all the factories and turn them into military factories, and start churning out aircrafts and ships and other weapons. America and the West will not be able to compete with that, especially with the manufacturing base that China has got. So a lot of Western media outlets are getting scared, thinking, bloody hell, look how advanced China's got. And this is even when the West had a military embargo on China since the Tiananmen Square, and they had a military embargo. They've not been selling any weapons, any military at all to China. So all of this weapons and aircraft and military, China's been developing by itself, with no help from the West, and now it's almost caught up to the West, and even some occasions even bettering the West in some areas like hypersonic missiles, AI, radar, for example. So the West is proper scared, proper jealous. They're actually shitting themselves, and they're gonna think twice before coming to the aid of Taiwan. And I'm telling you, and probably the West knows this as well, that if any chance they come to the aid of Taiwan, if there is a war that breaks out, for example, only time the war would break out if Taiwan declares independence, or they take some steps towards independence, then a war will break out, because that's what Chinese leaders have said, and Xi Jinping has said, if we want to, reunify with Taiwan peacefully, but if they start taking steps where they want to become independent, then we will have to take force, reunify by force. And Taiwan is still, Chinese territory. Taiwan is not independent country, and a lot of these countries that, like UK and America, that want to come to the aid of Taiwan, you have to look at yourself. Do you have an embassy in Taiwan? Ask yourself that. Even Britain don't have any embassy in Taiwan. They don't have any, links with Taiwan. It's that one China policy. So all of this brainwashing that goes on by the West, by the media, they have no idea. They got no clue. They don't know anything about Taiwanese history. They don't even know that they've got embassies in Taiwan or not. It's just ridiculous. They're just following the narrative, and they're just following what one person says and another person says. They're just like sheep, really. And they've come across a narrative to kick China, and they're using any excuse to kick China. Well, they don't really know their facts. So they don't understand the reasons why China's flying so many planes across Taiwan. It is National Independence Day, and it's a great source of pride for China to show off all of these technical advances and these planes. And it's also given a message to Taiwan saying, if you guys are thinking of becoming independent, then, watch out. We're not going to stand aside and take things lightly. We're not going to let you become independent, and the great thing about China, right, is, these planes, they've been constantly improved upon, like the J-20. There's new planes coming out, like the H-20 stealth bomber, F-31. There's, so many advances coming out of China. And what does Taiwan has to do? Taiwan does not have any airplane manufacturing capacity. They buy all of their gear from America. They buy all of their planes and military weapons all from America. So they don't have enough of a defense budget to start making things of their own. So if you think about it, right, if there's a war and all of these Taiwanese airplanes and military weapons get destroyed, do they have the capacity to rebuild them? No, they don't. They'll be lame ducks after that. They got no capacity to rebuild them or fix them if there's any issues. or improve on them. They're basically stuck with American military hardware. And the only people that can come and help Taiwan is the West, is America. But does America really want to sacrifice hundreds and thousands of deaths just to kind of come to the aid of Taiwan? I don't think so. I don't think they will. I mean, they don't, first of all, they don't have the economy to do it, because you need trillions and trillions of dollars for a war. America's pretty much going bankrupt right now. And secondly, they don't have the will or the purpose to do a war against China. China has got a will to reunify Taiwan by force if necessary, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. But does America has the will to defend Taiwan at all costs? Does America want to sacrifice every single, military in the name of Taiwan? I don't think they will, because the people of America, they're going to be like, first of all, they're going to be like, who the hell is Taiwan? Why are we defending Taiwan? Secondly, what's Taiwan? People in America, they follow the narrative. As soon as body bags start coming home in thousands, then they change their mind. They think like, oh my God, get our troops home. Why are we fighting over Taiwan? Why are we, fighting, trying to protect these yellow people? That's what they're going to say. Then you see the real racist Americans, coming out thinking, oh no, why are we killing our own soldiers for the sake of Taiwanese people? These Taiwanese people, they're all Chinese and they're yellow. Why are we protecting them? And American people are not gonna show for it. They'll vote the president out if they have to. They'll cause riots like they did in Vietnam. So it's not going to be easy, guys. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on to the next topic. And the next topic I want to talk about is China blamed for UK energy crisis. Beijing and Kremlin moves cut off gas supply to the West. So this is from the Express in the UK. And now they're blaming the world's energy crisis and the UK's energy crisis, because they're saying that Beijing is taking all of their gas supplies from Russia. And when I read this, I just laughed and fell off my seat, literally fell off my seat. This is absolutely ridiculous. With one hand, Britain and the West is saying, oh, China is the biggest polluter, they're using a lot of coal plants. And next thing you know, if China tries to move away from coal and start using cleaner energy like gas, for example, then they're like, oh, they're taking all the gas from the world, there's not enough for the rest of us, blah, blah, blah. I can't win, and China can't win. Seriously, when you look at these articles, it's absolutely ridiculous. I did make a video about this previously in my last video yesterday, so have a look, and I'll obviously discuss a bit more about it. But absolutely ridiculous, guys. And I think the West has to pay for China becoming the factory of the world, because while before the West was happily exporting all of their goods to be made in China, because not only you have to think about the workforce in China, you also have to think about the cheap rental cost to make goods in China. You can make cheap factories, they've got cheap materials, manufacturing, and everything is cheap in China. But what they didn't think about is all of the pollutants that are being caused to run these factories. So China is having to sacrifice a lot. They build, they've got a lot of coal power stations to kind of run these factories, and they're not getting much in return, guys. They're probably making pennies, and this is why China is going to high manufacturing goods rather than low manufacturing goods. And the low manufacturing goods, it's not profitable for China anymore. The cost of raw materials now is just not very profitable. So what all of these Western countries are doing, they're exporting their pollution to China. So rather than them manufacturing these goods in the West or UK or America, they rather send those cheap goods to China, where China's basically polluting China and the rest of the world, because they have to obviously need more energy to run these factories and produce these cheap goods. Well, no more. China's putting a stop to it. They're saying, enough is enough. And this is why all of these energy crises is happening. And the West deserved it really. With one hand, again, they're bashing China, saying, um, you guys are the biggest pollutants. But with the other hand, they're sending all of their cheap goods to be manufacturing in China, where they can buy things cheaply. They don't want to manufacture in their own country, because not only is the cost more expensive, but also, they're going to be polluting their own country. It takes a lot of power and energy to run these factories. So again, it's all hypocrisy, guys. All hypocrisy. So the third article, which I'm going to be talking about today, is the new Foreign Secretary Liz Truss. So Liz Truss has taken over from the other Foreign Secretary. I think it's Dominic Raab, his name was. He got fired because he wasn't very good. He was on holiday when all of these Afghanistan debacle happened, so he had a lot of pressure and they fired him. And they replaced him with this young lady. And this lady does not have a clue what's going on, absolutely no clue. And I want to kind of show you the things she's been saying. So Liz Truss today fired a warning shot at Beijing. She said the UK will be tough on countries that don't play by the rules. What rules? American rules, not international rules, not the rules, not UN rules, but UK and American rules that they make up as they go along. So even her saying that, you can tell that this woman's a bit of an amateur. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. The Foreign Secretary said it's important we trade with China, but that trade must be reliable and avoid strategic dependency. So can you see that? She's one hand she's bashing China, and the other hand she says, oh, it's important we trade with China. Okay, so let's carry on to see what else she said. It's actually quite funny, actually. She told the Conservative Party conference in Manchester, we will also be tough on those who don't share our values and don't play by the rules. She's talking about China. And it's important we trade with China, but we must make sure it's reliable trade and it avoids strategic dependency, and it does not involve violation of intellectual property rights or forced technology transfer. Well, good luck with that, love. Good luck with that. So one hand she wants to trade with China, and she's saying it can't have violation of intellectual property rights or forced technology transfer. So she really does not know what she's talking about. Does she think that she's going to go to China and China's going to be happily trade with UK, give them free trade deals and stuff like that? Does she think that? No, it's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. China is going to be like, get lost. UK, she thinks UK is a superpower, but it's not. It's a little country now. It needs China more than China needs UK. And she has no idea what she's talking about. And property rights or forced technology transfer. The way it's looking right now, UK needs forced technology transfer from China, because China is way ahead in terms of technology, in terms of 5G. And you can see all of the technology advances happening in the last 5-10 years. UK is now 10 years behind China. So UK needs a forced technology transfer, not the other way around. This woman does not know what she's talking about. Absolutely disaster, her being the new Foreign Secretary. And she's going to be worse than Dominic Raab, and I'll tell you that right now. So that's all I wanted to say for today, guys. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.